The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
It's time to double down. It's time to raise the stakes. And it is time to go all in with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers. We are free. Five different winners and as many races to open up the Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing 2026 campaign. Can we make it a six-pack here tonight at the Central Arizona Raceway? It is the finale of the Cactus Classic presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. Thank you all so much for watching here on Flow Racing, and to the rest of you folks making your way into the grandstands. Once again, I want to remind you, top 7 rows tonight are reserved. Everything underneath of the roof is also reserved here this evening, but we're so glad you could join us here for this $15,000 to win finale of this Cactus Classic 3-day event. My name is Chase Rodman. My co-broadcast partner, Tony Laporte, will be down in the infield covering all the action and the storylines down there. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for tonight. It is still hot, if you were curious, 95 degrees, and so at least we're not in the triple digits, of course. 7-mile-per-hour winds and clear skies here in Casa Grande, Arizona. Here's an order of events. It's going to be the same thing you've seen the last 2 nights with hot laps and qualifying. The first thing you'll see out there on the racetrack. Then, right after qualifying, make sure to head back over to the t-shirt trailers for the Fan Fest that'll be taking place. All of our drivers will go back there to their t-shirt trailers. They'll sign autographs, they'll take pictures, and they'll sell you some merchandise back there as well. Opening ceremonies following that, then we'll have 4 heat races, each of those 8 laps in distance, a dash for 7 laps, a B-main for 12 laps, and a feature, which will be 30 laps in distance here tonight to conclude the Cactus Classic presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. And we are looking forward to seeing who comes out on top in this one. It has been nothing short of fantastic action every single time the feature's been on the racetrack so far this weekend. Here's a look at the track facts. Central Arizona Raceway, opened back in 1973. It is a 3/8 of a mile oval here. Aaron Reitzel, his track record has withstood the last 2 nights. We'll see if it continues here this evening. March 28th, 2025, when that record was established at 12.817 seconds. And so Reitzel, he is the first car out to qualify tonight, so maybe he can break his own track record during Capital Custom Trailer qualifying here in just a little bit of time. Let's take a look at this as well, because the Rodman Risk, I feel very, very good, very confident in this bet here this evening. And it's not just Kerry Madsen winning tonight's race. If you put Kerry Madsen to run top 5 or Kerry Madsen to run on the podium and you put $10 on him, any of those bets hit, it is going to pay at least $400. If he wins the race, you put $10 on him, it pays $875. Why am I so confident? Well, Kerry Madsen has been very fast so far this year. He's only missed 1 dash. Tonight he's already locked into the feature after running locked into the heat race fourth place starting spot. So he's pretty much in a good spot to make the dash. I think Kerry Madsen is going to be a very, very good option for you here tonight. A good value on nxtbets.com/playhlr. Here are some of the other favorites for tonight. Rico Aber at +191, Brad Sweet 385, Aaron Reitzel +437, and Tanner Thorson, last night's winner, at +511. And then a couple of logger shots down there with Giovanni Selzy, Ryan Timms, and James McFadden at +2,051. But that Kerry Madsen pick, I'm telling you, top 5 or a podium, it would pay very, very nicely for you. So maybe if you want to tail that one, let us know on Twitter or Facebook. Let's take a look at some of the locked-in drivers that have ran very well the last 2 nights. We've taken the points from the feature. We've accumulated those, and these 4 guys are locked into the 4th place positions in the heat races tonight, meaning as long as they transfer out of the heat race, they will go to the dash. They do not have to qualify here tonight. Tanner Thorson, your winner yesterday, and Rico Aber, the winner on Thursday. You got Giovanni Selzy, who's been very, very solid the last 2 nights, 4th and 7th, and Kerry Madsen, the aforementioned driver during the Rodman Risk. He has ran 6th both nights here at the Central Arizona Raceway, and you can see their event points there as well. As Tanner Thorson, not only the points leader with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, but also the most points for the event here at the Central Arizona Raceway, which has locked him in to this top 4 with Rico, Selzy, and Madsen. Guys like Reitzel, guys like Sweet, guys like Courtney, they each had one good race, but the other one did not run very well, and so they did not make the top 4. But these guys have been very, very consistent all the way throughout these 3 nights over at the Central Arizona Raceway. Well, make sure to keep an eye on those 4 drivers because they are going to have a really solid start to win tonight's main event. Tony Laporta, who has given us so many good tidbits all weekend long, he is the master of the tidbits, if somebody had to say that. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. But Tony, how's it going down there?
Chase, I think it's going good. After that intro, I'm just trying to make sure. Here's a tidbit for you. In life, when things get hectic, stop, slow down, and don't be afraid to smell the red splendor emu bush. That's what this concoction is right here. You might be thinking, Tony, you know your plants, you know your flowers so well. I don't really. There was a little note on here from the Australian Outback Plant. Australia, like Perth, Western Australia, where High Limit International has put on 2 great events over the last 2 off seasons
Tony,
here in the U.S. Yes, Chase.
This is why I was saying you have such good tidbits. I mean, come on.
Tidbits.
What was the name of it again?
That is a red splendor emu bush.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, that was your nickname in high school, I think.
It was.
So I want you to always remember to slow down and take a chance to smell the emu bushes when you find them in your life. You know, you picked Kerry Madsen as your Rodman Risk, and that hasn't been paying off for drivers. I didn't know that a little while ago in the pits. I would have shared that good news with Kerry Madsen. Instead, I got to talk to him about his great start early here in 2026. Let's listen to some of that conversation right now. Kerry Madsen, one of the new additions to Interstate Battery High Limit Racing here in 2026. Amazingly strong start, at least I think, to the season. In 5 races, you've made the dash 4 times. How does it feel to be back competing with a full-time series for the first time since 2015?
You know, it's a long year, and to me, it's a marathon, so I don't get too worked up about the start of the year. But the team's done a great job in the off-season. Ty Wolfgang on your crew chief, and his car's really quick out of the box. You know, we're still going to neaten up our A main race package and find a little bit more speed in the A mains, but you know, we expected that, and like I said, it's a long season, it's only March. So it's exciting and just a long way to go. It's a marathon. Yeah,
top 5, I think right now, either 5th or 6th in points. Again, it's very early in the season, so we're not getting too caught up in points, but, and I'm not asking you to give us your setup notebook here or anything, but you just talked about not loving your A main event setup, your results, getting eaten up a little bit is how you put it. What is something that you are looking for, or what is something you can work on to have a little bit better car at the end of the night in these feature races?
Just my communication with Ty. Just try to get him the best info I can. Just, you know, it's the old story, you can always drive better, car can always be better. So it just, you know, I just honestly planned early in the year just to keep our head down and work and just try to improve. And I didn't expect to come out and win 5 races or anything straight away. So I just want to keep the head down, get good finishes, and just try to get quicker. And obviously it's going to be not great nights ahead, but it's a long season. And if we can keep some consistency, and we'll be okay.
He may not be a therapist, but he's right when he reminds you that communication is key in any healthy relationship.
It's hard for me, but
it's a good reminder, and I love the fact that you talk about keeping your head down and just showing up every night to the racetrack, ready to work. It's been great to have you on the road already these first few nights, and I can't wait to see how you do the rest of this season.
thanks.
Kerry Madsen.
Great to check in with Kerry Madsen. He is 6th in Interstate Batteries High Limit Championship points, 4 markers behind Giovanni Scelzi in that Chili's-sponsored Spire Motorsports number 77. Chase, we're getting ready to kick things off here for night number 3 of the Cactus Classic at Central Arizona Raceway. I have found this one didn't have a little note card on it, so I'm calling this the Arizona Yellow Flower Bush, and it's just wonderful. They've done such a great job doing little things like dressing up Whiskey Myers Victory Lane, all the way to enhancing the fan experience behind the front stretch grandstands. They do a lot of great stuff here at Central Arizona Raceway to make every trip here for racers, teams, the series, and the fans enjoyable. So I'm gonna hang out down here. It's beautiful in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. Cars continue to make their way around the track for engine heat. We're getting closer and closer to hot laps and qualifying. Don't go anywhere, folks. FloRacing will be back after this with more live coverage of Interstate Batteries.
Engine heat about to get wrapped up here at the Central Arizona Raceway. We are moments away from Dirt Draft Hot Laps hitting the racetrack. Also, thank you to our partner Eclipse Claims, eclipsing insurance tactics and protecting your payout. Eclipse Claims Consulting, an official partner of FloRacing. Before cars get up to speed and it gets loud, I want to show you the current series point standings after 5 of 64 races. And surprisingly, Tanner Thorson is at the top of the charts at 18-point lead over Rico Abreu, the defending series champion. Aaron Reitzel's 3rd in points. He is 40 behind. Giovanni Scelzi 4th in points at -45. And then Tyler Courtney in 5th at -66. Following him, it's Kerry Madsen, Justin Peck, Dason Pursley, and James McFadden and Tanner Holmes. Remember, McFadden, not a full-time competitor with the series, and so he will start to fall down that list after this weekend. So technically, Brent Marks is actually 10th in the overall point standings right now with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. We've got cars just now. The last one has just exited the racetrack. We'll get cars to the staging lane momentarily for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, which Tony always tells me is his favorite part of the night. Is that right, Tony?
Dirt Draft Hot Laps?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually where I perform my best. That's usually where I make my least amount of mistakes, like the one I made during that opening. I'm glad we showed that graphic of the point standings because I incorrectly reported that Kerry Madsen was in 6th, 4 points behind Giovanni Scelzi. Kerry Madsen is in 6th, 4 points behind Tyler Courtney. So Giovanni Scelzi is obviously sitting 4th in the championship standings. So there goes engine heat being my favorite part of the night, Chase. I flubbed that. We're gonna reset and lock in, as the kids say here. Locked in like that parking lot. You are locked in if you are here at Central Arizona Raceway. Man, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, there is a ton of people rolling in here to the facility. It is going to be, it's going to be tough to find a seat here this evening from what I have been told and what we're seeing right now as people are making their way in to get a glimpse of hot laps. We did have to push the program back 15 minutes, which is allowing more and more people to make their way into the grandstand so that they can catch all of the action on the racetrack.
You know, I got a question, Chase, and you're kind of the authority on matters like this, the artistic and creative variety. What do you think when we're out here in Arizona, we start calling hot laps like extra hot laps or like super hot laps because, you know, it's really hot out here? What do you think? Do you think that could fly?
I think that could fly, and if you talk to our new ticketing employee with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, Wyatt Brunholz, he'd say it's giga hot laps. Giga hot laps. That's his favorite word, is giga.
Wyatt Brunholz has added so much to the Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing family. He was out here earlier than any of us today, making sure fans had all of their ticketing needs and requests satisfied. I think I saw him helping park cars. I might have even seen him making ice, and that's not easy, Chase. Wyatt has been an advantage to High Limit here in 2026.
Yeah, it's tough to make ice in 95-degree weather. I dropped him off here at the racetrack about 11 o'clock this morning. He was the first Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing employee here, and so he has been working hard back there, getting people in and making sure they've got their tickets and their right seats and whatnot, as it looks like we've got cars rolling towards the racetrack now for the first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. And if you don't have Dirt Draft yet, you need to download it, and right now is the best time because they just came out with a brand new app, a new version of the app. Each event, you have a $100,000 salary cap to spend on 5 drivers. Each driver has a different salary value based on past results. Draft your team of 5 drivers to compete against hundreds of other teams. There's an official series season-long leaderboard. New subscribers get and reactivating subscribers get a $20 gift card to Tyler Courtney's online store, shopsunshine.shop. New features, new games, new speed shop. That is Dirt Draft in the App Store and the Google Play Store. First couple of cars rolling around the racetrack now. Rolling into the third corner at this point in time out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada. The Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Engines, number 21P. That is Robbie Price. Robbie Price in the 21P. And behind him, it's the current track record holder here at the Central Arizona Raceway. From Clute, Texas, the Falcons Brothers Trucking Power Plus, Bryant Paver Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms, number 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And from Sutter, California, the Freeway Insurance, PristineAuction.com, Spire Motorsports, NOS Energy Drink, number 87X of Logan Seavey. Logan Seavey in the 87X. Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender comes off of turn number 4 now from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. The Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group, number 17 GP. That's Hank Davis. Hank Davis in the 17 GP. From Higginsville, Missouri, driving the Casey's FVP, Annie's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Ditsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rental, number 21B, Blackjack, Brian Brown. Brian Brown in the 21. And from Tempe, Arizona, it's the SCR Machine, Johnson Built Concrete, number 34 of Sterling Kling. Sterling Kling in the 34. Final car on the racetrack is Joel Myers Jr. Joel is from Santa Rosa, California. Behind the wheel of the Graham Rail Performance, Dirt News Excavating, all about fire protection. Brad Alexander Suspension, number 19 Junior. Cars getting up to speed now. We'll see where the lap times look like here. 17.935. And the opening lap for Robbie Price. Aaron Reitzel was 17.206. And so it does look to be a little bit slippery out there. Joel Myers Jr. up into the second spot. Now Robbie Price, the first car into the 16-second bracket at a 16.738. Aaron Reitzel will join him in the 16s at 16.811. Definitely tell the cars are not quite as stuck as you'd like to see them around the Central Arizona Raceway at this point in time. But it should not take much time at all to get the track ran into where we want to see it at. And it looks like the yellow lights come on. Aaron Reitzel is the fastest driver after session number 1 at 16.342. Logan Seavey second, 16.521. Robbie Price in third, a 16.738. And Joel Myers Jr. a 16.995. Fifth quick was Sterling Kling at 17.352. So the yellow lights come on, but the checkered flag does not come out, and the gate does not open on the back straightaway. These drivers will slowly pace around the surface here and try to use those big wide tires to work in the moisture that is sitting on the top of the surface. And this does help out the track a lot more than often than not. We do see better lap times after we do a slow wheel packing session, and that is what we are seeing right now. There's a look at Aaron Reitzel, currently sitting fourth in to make that third in the overall point standings with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. 5 starts this year, 1 win, 4 top 10s and 3 top 5s. And tonight, his odds to win at plus 437 from nxtbets.com/playhlr for the Clute, Texas native. A few more moments of slow wheel packing right there in the racing groove. As you can see, these drivers are not doing this way up next to the wall or way down low. They are making sure to pack that surface in right where they're going to be running at during hot laps and for qualifying. And drivers via the one-way communication device, the receiver, being told by Mike Hess, the race director, that they will be getting the green flag here in just a moment to get back up to speed and then conclude hot lap session number 1 presented by Dirt Draft. And here we go, underway once again in our first practice session of the night. The Cactus Classic presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. We do see 15-second lap times now of 15.808 for Robbie Price. Brian Brown into the lower 15 to 15.467. And now Joel Myers Jr. to the top of the board, 15.350. Robbie Price of 15.160. So the track is very close to where we want to see it at for qualifying time trials. Almost in that 14-second range. White flag is out. Drivers one more lap on the track here in practice. And that will conclude the opening Dirt Draft hot lap session of the night. And we do see a 14-second lap time from Aaron Reitzel, 14.774 for car number 87. Joel Myers Jr. second, 14.896. And then Robbie Price in third, 15.160. Sterling Kling fourth, 15.245. And Logan Seavey in fifth at 15.320 seconds. Group number 2 of practice now rolls out of the racetrack, led out by the driver out of Monrovia, Indiana. He drives the Skagit Speedway, Race Reading Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel Twins Casino. Number 26, here is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. From Bozeman, Montana, driving the Rockin' R Restaurant, Sure-Built Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Vanzuela's Auto Body. Number 3, that is Cole Schroeder. Cole Schroeder in the number 3. And making her way into turn number 2 now, that is Tuesday Sears out of Goodyear, Arizona. Tuesday drives the MPE, Jocko Sprint Parts, Black Magic Bead Breaker. Chuck D's Wieners get GFT Ready Mix number 4. From Jacksonville, Oregon, it's the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, Race Reading Foundation Rookie of the Year contender, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 13. And just behind him, Rookie of the Year contender from 1 year ago out of Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9R, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. And rolling down the backstretch now from Monroe, Washington, and the Upland Developers, Crawford's Auto Repair, Affordable Powder Coating, Continental Machining, number 8 of Jake Helzel. Jake Helzel in the number 8. Final car on the track for this session is from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia. Behind the wheel of the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip-Ons, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Kerry Madsen in the 55. So those are the drivers in session number 2 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here on night number 3 of the Cactus Classic presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. And you'll see sporadically throughout the next couple of hot lap session, those 4 drivers we talked about at the top of the show, Kerry Madsen, Giovanni Salzi, Rico Aber, and Tanner Thorson. Those 4 drivers, they will get a hot lap session. However, they will not qualify tonight due to having 2 very good nights on Thursday and Friday. They were the top point earners the last 2 nights, and so due to those performances, they will be rewarded on a 2 or a 3-day show under the Highland Racing rulebook. Chase Randall goes to second quick at a 7, make that a 14.784. Justin Peck and Kerry Madsen both into the top 5 with Randall. Tanner Holmes, he'll go to the top of the board on lap number 2. 14.628, and now he is surpassed by Chase Randall. Randall a 14.560. And Kerry Madsen tops all of them, 14.545 for Kerry Madsen on lap number 3 for him. And so that will conclude session number 2 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and Kerry Madsen is going to remain at the top of the speed charts here in this one, 14.545 seconds. Chase Randall second, 14.560. Then Tanner Holmes in third, a 14.628. Aaron Reitzel from session number 1 is in fourth, and Justin Peck in fifth at 14.793 seconds. So 4 drivers in that group going into the top 5. The competitors in session number 3 now hitting the speedway in turn number 1 from Myerstown, Pennsylvania. The Warrior Buildings, McGrewBid.com, BAPS Paint, Livewire Customs, Fenton Marks Racing Development. Number 19, that's Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And joining him on the racetrack in this session from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Casey Kane Racer, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumo's Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation. Number 9, it's Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the number 9. Next driver on the racetrack is from Tucson, Arizona. Behind the wheel of the Parker Automotive, Metal Tech Fabrication, TDR Concepts, BG Oil, Tynerhurst Enterprises. Number 15 of Nick Parker. Nick Parker in the 15. From Hanford, California, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil. Number 88N, it's DJ Netto. DJ Netto in the 88N. Another one of our locked-in drivers does not have to qualify here this evening. From Fresno, California, the Chili's, Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Gainbridge. Number 77 of Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzi. Gio Selzi in the 77. From Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated. Number 21, James McFadden. James McFadden in the 21. Those are the drivers that will be on the track here in session number 3 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. As you see McFadden there, it's been a tough 2 nights for him. Lost a tire last night in the feature, and on Thursday was running in the top 5, got into a little scuffle on track with Brian Brown, and ended the night for McFadden there. And the 3-time Highland Racing feature winner and former Australian Sprint Car champion is hoping to turn things around here tonight. Green flag waves underway once again for the 3rd practice session of the evening. Giovanni Selzi goes into the top 5. Brent Marks goes to the top of the board. Now McFadden goes to the top of the board at a 14.168. He is surpassed by Dason Pursley. Pursley nearly into the 13s at a 14.055. Marks and McFadden both get closer to that 13-second range, a 14.012 and a 14.041. So 4 drivers in that session going to the top 4 positions on the speed charts, led by James McFadden, 14.012 seconds for car number 21. Brent Marks second, 14.041. Then Dason Pursley third, a 14.053. And Giovanni Selzi fourth at 14.333 seconds. 5th was Kerry Madsen, 14.545. He was in session number 2. fourth group of practice now rolls onto the racetrack, and the first driver you see is the defending series champion out of St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart, Kerbagajanian Racing, CarQuest, Sugar Bee Apple, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring. Number 24, it's Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the number 24. And following him down the back straightaway from Northport, Florida, in the Global Link, Moxie Performance Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps. Number 24D, that is the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. Also in this session is J.J. Hickle in car number 6. He's from Quilcene, Washington. Hickle with a really solid 15th place run here one night ago after fighting some issues on the car the last couple of days. From Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch, number 5, Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. And the 2024 Series champions also on the racetrack out of Grass Valley, California. The Works Limited, JVI Group, Finley Farms, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, letter W, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the letter W. And out of Sikeston, Missouri, the MPE Inland Rigging, Shurkan, Beelman Motorsports, Woodland Auto Display, number 73, 100%, Hunter Schurenberg. Hunter Schurenberg in the 73. Those are the 6 cars that are in this practice session. There'll be one more practice session remaining after this one. And then we'll jump right into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Getting a look at Brenham Crouch on your screen. Went to dinner with him last night at the old Buffalo Wild Wings down the road. Makes his way down the front straightaway to complete his first lap, and he's going to the top of the board. 13.976. He is now surpassed by both Brad Sweet and Rico Abreu. Abreu's lap time, right, that Sweet's lap time, a 13.598, 3/10 faster than anybody else. Danny Sams also in the top 5. J.J. Hickle, 6 quick in car number 6 at a 14.028 for him. And Rico gets very close to Sweet's lap time on lap number 3. 28 thousandths off. Just about every driver in that group going into the top 10, led by Brad Sweet, 13.598. He is now the fastest driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Brad Sweet, or make that Rico Abreu second, 13.626. Then Danny Sams in third at 13.934. Brenham Crouch fourth at 13.976. And James McFadden from the previous session, 14.012. He is sitting in the 5th position. Final group of cars rolling onto the track for their practice runs out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota. That's the Pro C, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates, G5, Gage Polkerbeck. Gage Polkerbeck in the G5. And rolling into turn number 3 now out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The all-by-your alternative, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Hample Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery. Number 10 of Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the number 10. From Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mosinus Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, MAV Motorsports, number 42, that is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. From El Paso, Texas, the Budlong Motorsports, All-Star Performance, Burt's Bodyworks, Visual Noise Graphics, number 45X of Don Grable. Don Grable in the 45X. And the current series point leader and last night's feature winner makes his way into turn number 2 now. Out of Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, Messi Valley Transportation. Number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. And final car in this session is from Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the NOS Energy Drink Spire Motorsports, LA's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC. It is Sunshine Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Those are the competitors in the final practice session of the night. And right after that, we've already got cars lining up for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. And that will be on the track here very shortly. There's a look at Ryan Timms. Has been quite the up and down weekend so far for the Lee Big Motorsports number 10. He was 9th on Thursday and then was running in the top 5 here one night ago. Got sideways in turn 2 and ended up falling back to 11th by the time the checkered flag fell. Lap time to beat if you want to be the best in hot laps is Brad Sweet, 13.598. As you see Gage Polkerbeck making his way down the front stretch. Gage still looking for that first ever Highland Racing feature start. Has tried 9 times, has not been able to make one. Maybe that changes here this evening. Tyler Courtney's into the top 5 along with Cy Lynch, a 13.685 and a 13.788 for those two drivers. Good look at Lynch as he rolls down the backstretch. Ryan Timms also to the top 5, a 13.874. Checkered flag is waving. And Tyler Courtney will be the fastest driver in that session and 3rd quickest overall, 13.685 seconds. But it was not good enough to top Brad Sweet, who was the fastest tonight in practice, a 13.598 seconds. Rico Abreu in 2nd, Tyler Courtney 3rd, Cy Lynch 4th, and Ryan Timms in 5th. Then Tanner Thorson, Danny Sams, Brenham Crouch, Gage Polkerbeck, and James McFadden, the top 10 fastest drivers. Next up, it will be Capital Custom Coaches and Trailers qualifying. They are a premier dealer for Renegade, Showhauler, and Newmar and Intech trailers. See for yourself why more racers go to Capital for all their transport needs. If you are in the market for a motorhome, motor coach, or trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at CapitalRenegade.com. 2 cars on the racetrack at the same time. They will go 2 laps around the track, and their best lap time will line them up for a heat race later on in the program. And with 32 cars in the pit area, we will be split down the middle, Flight A, Flight B. Here we go. First 2 cars on the track. One of the first 2 cars is the current track record holder here at Central Arizona. It's the driver from Clute, Texas, the Falcons Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, Brian Faber Motorsports, STC Monty Farms, 87 of Aaron Reitzel, and from Tempe, Arizona, the SCR Machine, Johnson Built Concrete, 34, Sterling Kling. Lap 1 for Reitzel, a 13.070, 13.070. Sterling Kling's first lap, 13.849, 13.849. Aaron Reitzel, lap number 2. He is going to slow down 13.294. First lap better, 13.070. And for Sterling Kling, he is better on lap number 2 of 13.610, but still sitting 2nd of the 2 cars qualified so far in Flight A. Next on the clock out of Southern California, the Freeway Insurance, PristineAuction.com, Spire Motorsports, NOS Energy Drink. Number 87X, here is Logan Seavey. And qualifying with him out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, the Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Engines, number 21P of Robbie Price. Robbie Price, 21P, Logan Seavey in the 87X. Seavey's first lap is 2nd quick. It's a 13.300, 13.300. Robbie Price, his opening lap time is 3rd quick, a 13.603, 13.603. Logan Seavey, lap number 2 is better. It's still 2nd, a 13.242, 13.242. And Robbie Price on lap number 2, going to slow down to a 13.664. He will stand on lap 1, 13.603 seconds. Race for Dean Foundation Rookie of the Year contender now on the track to qualify out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma. It's the Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group 17 GP of Hammer and Hank Davis. And off the pace is our other driver, Joel Myers Jr. is very slow down the straightaway, and he will pull in, so Myers will not get a lap time in. First lap for Hank is going to be third quick, a 13.309, 13.309. Finishes of 24th and 14th here this week so far. Has a 600 micro win here at Central Arizona in his career. Lap number 2 going to slow down. A 13.513. First lap better, 13.309. Third quick for Hank Davis in the 17 GP. Up next to qualify from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race for Dean Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, number 26 of Justin Peck. And with him, out of Higginsville, Missouri, the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Ditsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rental 21 of Brian Brown. Brian Brown, 21, Justin Peck in the 26. Justin Peck on his first time by the line will be fourth quick. It's a 13.339, 13.339. Lap number 1 for Brian Brown into the top 5. It's fifth, a 13.340, 13.340. Justin Peck, lap number 2 is going to be slower, a 14.033. First lap much better, 13.339. And for Brian Brown, third quick on lap number 2, 13.290, 13.290. Brian Brown into the third spot, Justin Peck in fifth. We pause for a moment to get Joel Myers Jr. out of the infield and back to the trailer to begin making repairs on that car. Tony.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone that Jay Major from MedStar has once again put $100 on the line tonight. He has moved it from our third place overall qualifier to the fifth quickest car overall from both flights. $100 thanks to our friends at MedStar, going to the fifth quickest qualifier this evening.
Well, thank you very much. Right now, that is Justin Peck in 26. And so, nice little $100. I can't imagine what Justin Peck would spend $100 on if he was the guy that was able to get that money from Jay.
Well, considering he's staying at a casino, I think in Maricopa, I guess you could wager, I guess, perhaps, Chase, where that 100 would go tonight.
He's also sponsored by a casino, so you get what I'm throwing down here as we continue on. Race for Dean Foundation Rookie of the Year contender on the track now out of Jacksonville, Oregon, the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, this is Tanner Holmes. And with him on the track out of Monroe, Washington, and the Upland Developers, Crawford's Auto Repair, Affordable Powder Coating, Continental Machining, number 8 of Jake Helzel. Lap 1 for Holmes is going to be 6 quick, a 13.474, 13.474. Jake Helzel's first lap is going to be 9th quick, a 13.958, 13.958. Tanner Holmes on lap number 2, not quite as good, 13.487. First lap slightly better, 13.474. And for Jake Helzel, he is better but not on position. Lap time is a 13.778. He will remain in 9th of the 9 cars that have taken the time so far. From Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wing, Smith Titanium, number 9R. This is Chase Randall. And qualifying with him out of Bozeman, Montana, in the Rockin' R Restaurant, Sherbolt Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Vanzuela's Auto Body, number 3 of Cole Schroeder. Cole Schroeder in the 3, Chase Randall in the 9R. Chase Randall coming across the line on lap number 1. He'll be 6 quick, a 13.376, 13.376. Cole Schroeder's opening lap is 10th fast, a 13.753, 13.753. Chase Randall, lap number 2, better on time but not position, 13.361, 6 quick for him. And on lap number 2 for Schroeder, he is going to slow down to a 13.859. He has to take that first lap, 13.753, 10th quick of 11 cars. From Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated, number 21, here is James McFadden. And out there with him from Goodyear, Arizona, the MPE Jocko Sprint Parts Black Magic Bead Breaker, Chuck D's Wieners GFT Ready Mix number 4 of Tuesday Sears. Tuesday Sears in the 4, McFadden in the 21. Lap 1 for McFadden is 7th, a 13.398, 13.398. For Tuesday, she'll go 11th quick, a 13.692, 13.692. James McFadden, lap number 2, up into the 3rd spot, 13.263, 13.263. And Tuesday into the top 10, 9th quick, 13.561. 9th for Sears and 3rd for McFadden. And that is going to do it for Flight A. Aaron Reitzel, 13.070, quickest in Flight A of qualifying. Here comes the first 2 drivers in Flight B. The 2-time NARC champion now on the track from Hanford, California. The Netto Ag, Pinium and Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil, number 88, and DJ Netto. And his dancing partner for this qualifying session is Nick Parker out of Tucson, Arizona. The Parker Automotive, Metal Tech Fabrication, TDR Concepts, BG Oil, Tynerhurst Enterprises, number 15. Netto's opening lap is a 13.554, 13.554. Nick Parker's opening lap is a 13.704, 13.704. DJ Netto, lap number 2, he will not improve, 13.595. First lap better, 13.554. And Nick Parker, he also will slow down, 13.856. He is going to stick with that first lap, 13.704 to open up Flight B. From Myerstown, Pennsylvania, this is the Warrior Buildings, McGrewBid.com, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, Fenton Marks Racing Development, number 19 of Brent Marks. And out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Casey Kane Racer, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumos Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation, number 9, the defending Rookie of the Year, Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the 9, Brent Marks in the 19. Lap 1 for Marks is going to be to the top, 13.414, 13.414. Pursley, lap number 1, he'll go to the top, 13.406, 13.406. Brent Marks, lap number 2, he'll take it right back, 13.331, 13.331. Dason Pursley, lap number 2, not quite as good, 13.427. First lap faster, 13.406. Now Brent Marks is the best driver in Flight B at 13.331 seconds. Next qualifier is going to be J.J. Hickle out of Quilcene, Washington. He drives car number 6, and joining him on the racetrack is Danny Sams III. Out of Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Performance Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps, number 24D. Lap 1 for JJ is going to be to the top, 13.293, 13.293. Danny Sams on lap number 1. He'll go 4th quick, a 13.439, 13.439. Hickle on lap number 2. Not quite as good, but it does not matter. He is to the top in Flight B with a 13.293. And for Danny Sams, slows down just a little bit on lap 2, 13.483. First one better, 13.439. Driver that was fastest overall during hot laps earlier on hits the racetrack out of Grass Valley, California. The Works Limited, JVI Group, Finley Farms, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, letter W. It is Brad Sweet. And out there with him out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Creek, Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch number 5 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the 5, Brad Sweet in the W. Lap 1 for Sweet goes to the top, 13.224, 13.224. Lap 1 for Crouch, second quick, 13.285, 13.285. Brad Sweet's second lap is better, 13.164, 13.164. And for Brenham Crouch, not quite as good, 13.387. That first lap, second quick, 13.285. But now Brad Sweet is at the top of the charts in Flight B. Couple more cars left to qualify out of Sikeston, Missouri. Here is the MPE Inland Rigging, Shurcan, Peelman Motorsports, Woodland Auto Display number 73 of 100% Hunter Schurenberg. And from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Pro C, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates G5, Gage Polkerbeck. Gage Polkerbeck in the G5, Hunter Schoenberg in the 73. Lap 1 for 100%, 8th quick, a 13.561, 13.561. Gage Polkerbeck, 7th quick on lap 1, 13.477, 13.477. Hunter Schoenberg can improve on lap number 2. He will not. 13.943, first lap better, 13.561. And for Polkerbeck, a 13.541 is not quite as good as a 13.477. He will be 7th quick. Meanwhile, Schoenberg is 9th. Four more cars to qualify. Out next, out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Alma Your Alternative, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Hampel Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery, number 10, Ryan Timms. And from Indianapolis, Indiana, and the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7, BC, it's Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney, 7 BC, Ryan Timms in the 10. Lap 1 for Timms, he will go into the top 5, 5th quick, a 13.349, 13.439. Tyler Courtney's first lap is 6th quick, 13.382, 13.382. Ryan Timms into the 3rd spot, 13.293, 13.293. And Tyler Courtney, he'll go to 2nd quick on lap number 2, 13.235, 13.235, 2nd quick for Tyler Courtney. These are your final 2 qualifiers out on the speedway now. From Apollo, Pennsylvania, Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, MAV Motorsports number 42. This is Cy Lynch. And from El Paso, Texas, and the Bud Long Motorsports, Ducati, make sure, not Ducati, All-Star Performance, Birds Body Works, Visual Noise Graphics number 45X, Don Grable. Does not help. These two are right next to each other there on my sheet. Lap 1 for Cy is to the top, 13.092. Lap 1 for Grable, 14th quick, a 14.135, 14.135. But Cy Lynch, the last car to qualify, he will go to the top. Lap number 2, not quite as good, a 13.197. And for Don Grable, 14.200, 14.135. I'll take that one on the first lap. How about that, race fans? The final car in Flight B, Cy Lynch, goes to the top, a 13.092. And we do see Joel Myers Jr. make his way out onto the track. He was in Flight A of qualifying. And he had that issue. Remember, he pulled off the track and he made repairs. He'll get 1 lap on the clock here. Myers is taking the white flag this time by. Joel Myers Jr., a stellar run here on Thursday night, the best of his career with Interstate Batteries Highland Racing. A top 5 result, was running 2nd at one point in that race. And Myers' lap time is going to be a 13.389. And that would slot him into 8th quick in the Flight A rundown. But the fastest driver overall here tonight, it's Aaron Reitzel, 13.070 seconds. The track record holder is now the fastest in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying here tonight. He was the first car out to qualify. Usually, that is a pretty good thing to have on your side. And tonight it worked out for Reitzel. He was quickest in Flight A over Seavey, McFadden, Brown, and Davis. But Cy Lynch, the best in Flight B over Brad Sweet. So congrats to Reitzel. He's off to a hot start here tonight, looking to become the first repeat winner of the 2026 season with Interstate Batteries Highland Racing here at the Cactus Classic, presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. Race fans, don't forget, we've got our Fan Fest going on right now until opening ceremonies at 7:20. So about 24 minutes of Fan Fest. If you would like to meet your favorite driver, get a picture, get an autograph, buy a piece of their merchandise and have them sign it, you can go back to their t-shirt trailers right now and meet your favorite driver right behind the main grandstands down towards turn number 1. You cannot miss all those trailers down there. Also, make sure to stop by the High Limit Racing official merchandise trailer. And if you're watching at home and you can't be here and check it out, go to shophighlimitracing.com to see what we have to offer. All kinds of new designs in 2026 with the addition of interstate batteries. We'll be back with more for you here on FloRacing right after this break.
Impact Race Gear is your source for custom race shirts. We are certain that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at impactracegear.com to learn more and start your order today.
DMI is a leading manufacturer of steering, suspension, and driveline components of the sprint car industry. The line of Bulldog quick change rears featured unmatched reliability, innovation, and strength. DMI T-Rex torsion bars are the choice of the sport's top professionals who demand consistency and performance. DMI Bulldog components are proudly made in the USA in our Lancaster, Pennsylvania manufacturing facility. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI racing components and Bulldog quick change rears.
Hi!
What are you doing?
Revving up this road trip.
Did someone say road trip?
I'm Mr. Dependable, and like interstate batteries, I'm outrageously dependable.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Qualifying and hot laps have been wrapped up here. Looking at a gorgeous sunset here in Casa Grande, Arizona. It's the Cactus Classic finale presented by Avanti Windows and Doors. Fan Fest going on right now behind the main grandstand. So for any race fans hanging out here in the stands, you want to go meet your favorite driver, more than likely they're back there in their t-shirt trailer, ready to take a picture with you, sign your autograph, or maybe sell you a new t-shirt. And don't think, just a t-shirt for you. Maybe somebody's birthday's coming up. Maybe it's, want to buy early for Christmas. I don't know. Maybe you buy somebody a present for 4th of July. I'm not sure what you do. But, hey, go to also shophighlimiracing.com or scan that QR code as well. You can check out all of the great merchandise that High Limit has to offer. All new designs for 2026, of course, with the new sponsor, Interstate Batteries. Now, I'm sure there's many of the fans that were here the last 2 nights that are here again for the finale. And if you were one of those people, you've been seeing some really, really good racing. 2 fantastic features. Tanner Thorson, the winner last night. Rico Abreu, the winner on Thursday. But Thorson's win did not come easy. He had to pass several cars and had to hold off multiple hard chargers that were coming up behind them after 2 green-white checkered restarts. If you did not check out the highlights, we've got them for you right here.
Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Feature event is rocking and rolling into turn number 1. It's going to be Aaron Reitzel with the first call. Change for second down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson quickly by the 24 of Rico Abreu. Thorson makes it by Abreu, but around the outside comes Rico. They go side by side, wing to wing across the start-finish line. Rico had the spot at that line. Now Thorson slides in front of the CarQuest number 24 in turn number 2. Rico back to the inside, down the back straightaway. Spirited battle early on in this race for that second spot. Thorson through the middle, trying to get back by Abreu down the front straightaway. Thorson has it at the line now. Tanner Thorson now back into the second spot. Rico going to get to the cushion in turn number 2. Back behind them, a change for 4th. Kerry Madsen gets by the 10 of Ryan Timms. And now Rico trying to get back underneath the Thorson in turn 4. Cannot do it there. Thorson too strong through the middle. He's able to hang on to that second spot across the start-finish line. Tanner Thorson, the Rod Gross Motorsports number 88. Been a revelation in 2026. And he is tracking down Aaron Reitzel down the back straightaway. Tanner Thorson was 0.3 of a second faster than your race leader the last time by the line. And here comes the lap traffic. Robbie Price, Chase Randall, and J.J. Hickle. To the inside goes Thorson for the lead. Big slider. He takes it away in turn number 2. Tanner Thorson in the race lead. Aaron Reitzel back to the inside. He'll reclaim it in turn number 3. The lap cars are thick and heavy right in front of him. Thorson will lead this time by lap number 8. Tanner Thorson leads lap number 8. Aaron Reitzel back to the inside. Nearly gets into the side of him there. Tanner Thorson pulls away, now has to negotiate the lap cars. He'll look to the outside of Robbie Price in turn number 4. Price slides to the racetrack and cuts off the 88 of Thorson down the front straightaway. The top of the track is the place to be, and the lap cars are down low, which is exactly what your race leader wants to see. As Thorson now goes to the outside of Chase Randall. Race for second is on. Rico underneath of Reitzel in turn number 4. And here comes Ryan Timms as well. Ryan Timms, he wants to get in on the fun, as he's almost on the back bumper of Rico Abreu for that third spot off at turn number 2. The defending Knoxville Nationals champion looking for his first podium finish of 2026. Up front, Tanner Thorson trying to get by the number 21 of Brian Brown. He will put him to the wayside in turn number 2. Thorson with 2 lap cars. Oh, Ryan Timms around, keeps going, and we will stay green. Thorson very good in turn number 2 on the bottom, but not so good down here in 3 and 4. Here comes Sunshine. Sunshine underneath of Rico in turns 3 and 4. Can't make the pass there, or does he? He does. Tyler Courtney's got third across the line. Tyler Courtney now into third, getting by Rico Abreu. But back up front, here comes Reitzel. He's on the back bumper of Thorson off at turn 4. Aaron Reitzel, Tanner Thorson. Thorson goes down low, trying to get by Cy Lynch. May have got the car pitched a little bit too sideways down there in turn 2. Reitzel with a huge head of steam. He'll look to the inside in turn number 3. Side by side for the race lead. Who's going to have it off the line? It's still going to be Tanner Thorson. And here comes Tyler Courtney. 5 laps to go at Central Arizona Raceway. Tanner Thorson, his lead just 2 car lengths. Reitzel drives it in deep. They almost get together as Reitzel did not expect Thorson to go down low. Here comes Sunshine down the front straightaway. Tyler Courtney going to make it a 3-car race for the race lead. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Reitzel to the outside of Thorson. And Sunshine is there as well. Off of turn number 4. 3 laps to go at the Cactus Classic. Reitzel goes to the top. Thorson down low. Might have a new leader off of turn number 2. No, Thorson going to slide up right in front of Reitzel, like he has a rear view mirror or something down the backstretch. Reitzel once again tries to go low, but Thorson is able to hold him off. 2 laps to go. Tyler Courtney still right there. Thorson behind Cy Lynch. Cannot get by the slower car. And now Tyler Courtney trying to get by Reitzel down the backstretch. Reitzel goes low, going to slide himself. Sunshine is up on the top. Got a car off the pace. The white's out, but the yellow's going to come out. Caution for James McFadden in turn 1. Here we go off of turn 4. Back to green. Thorson, a great jump over Aaron Reitzel into turn 1. Reitzel going to slide up racetrack, gets to the cushion on the exit of turn number 2. Brad Sweet makes his way by Rico Abreu. Sweet is now into 4th, but Rico around the outside, they nearly get together. White flag, 1 lap to go for Tanner Thorson. Thorson around the bottom, and red, car upside down. This race is not over. Dason Pursley, the car upside down in turn 3. Here's a look at the slow-mo, and we might have caught it late there, but you saw sparks flying. There was one white car just ahead of him there. I'm not sure if they got together or not, but a hard hit down there in the 3rd corner for Dason Pursley. Green-white checkered, back underway. Thorson on it early. Rolling back into turn 1. Thorson's got 5 car lengths to work with here on the restart. Reitzel goes to the top, gets into the wall, and is going to bobble. That's going to cost him 2nd potentially as Courtney came up next to him, but Reitzel shut the door on him. 1 lap to go for Tanner Thorson. The race for 2nd is on as Thorson tries to ride away into turn number 1. Rico around the outside, coming after Tyler Courtney and Aaron Reitzel. Side by side for 2nd down the backstretch. Reitzel throws the left rear Courtney, but off of turn number 4. Your winner in Central Arizona, Tanner Thorson. 2nd goes to Reitzel, 3rd to Rico, 4th Tyler Courtney, and 5th will be Brad Sweet.
Pretty incredible action here one night ago at the Cactus Classic, and you just kind of think to yourself, what might have been if that yellow did not come out on the white flag lap there with the issue for McFadden and the flat tire? What would we have seen between Reitzel and Thorson? And remember, Tony Laporta, 1 year ago, those two had a couple of really good battles. The one that comes to mind for me, that battle at Lucas Oil Speedway, when Thorson, who was still in search of his first career win, had slid in front of Aaron Reitzel on the very last corner, and it was a drag race to the line. So those guys have gotten into it, a couple times before, and that yellow came out right there at the end, and so it kind of got a single file restart in there and allowed Tanner to pull away. But what could have been, either way, it was a really good race.
Yeah, we're talking battles between Thorson and Reitzel. Is that what we're talking about,
That's
Chase?
correct, yes.
Yeah, so it's so funny because both those guys are super intense people. Obviously, that carries over to their driving and their performance on track. So to see them race each other hard and for every last inch on the track, that's not a surprise. What's always comical to me a little bit is how good they get along off the racetrack. But that's the case with so many of the men and women and the families and the crew members that contest this kind of racing. It is intense. It is all-out war out here on the racetrack, but all of them seem to share this mutual respect for the danger and how hard it is to come out here and do that. That's what I think of when I think of Tanner Thorson and Aaron Reitzel, is the shared respect to be able to go out there and fight each other, not give an inch, keep it clean, race hard, and then go back in the pits and be able to talk about it. Both nights, these last couple of nights, Reitzel won in Vegas and then Thorson won out here last night. Both of those guys are the first one to go over and congratulate each other. Yes, they have great battles on track, but I always like to see what happens when they take the helmets off.
Yeah, and it's funny, you kind of mentioned there, Tony, that I feel like they're very similar guys. You said they're very intense. They don't give an inch to anybody they're racing against. They drive hard every single lap. I've said it for years that, I feel like those are two guys that drive race cars harder than anybody else every single lap, whether they're leading the race, they're running 12th, or they're running 17th. They are out there giving it 110% effort every single lap. And for those guys, for it to come down to those two at the end last night was super exciting. Of course, Thorson forges ahead, and we cannot talk about him enough here so far this year, Tony. The only guy with 5 top 5s in 5 races, an 18-point lead coming into tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I said it last night, I'll keep saying it. I don't think we're seeing a new Tanner Thorson. I think we're starting to see the real Tanner Thorson, who has finally gotten his equipment and his package of race car and engines and coilovers put together the way he wants to be able to go out there and show off his natural ability. He said it after the checkers last night with Brian Walker. It's time. Not like, oh, it's about time this happened. What he meant was it is a result of time. Time is what this needed. Time is what was necessary, and that's just the case with, I think, everything worth doing in life, right? You've got to put the time in. One more note on the two of them, Thorson and Reitzel. They're two guys that I think are definitely misunderstood. I said this last year, and I feel the same way about him today, and I'm going to say it about Tanner Thorson. Reitzel and Thorson both, if you don't like them, it's probably because you don't know them well enough. And I get it. Not every fan has the opportunity to come out on the road and spend, nights and nights and nights around these guys and get to know them and get to learn about them as people. You only get to see a little bit of them when you're watching live on FloRacing. But I really, truly believe that if you don't like Aaron Reitzel or Tanner Thorson or really any of the drivers who are out here putting these shows on night in and night out, it's probably just because you don't know them that well. Reitzel and Thorson have been nothing but gracious to us when we come up and ask for interviews. I know probably the same for you when you're gathering intel on them to represent them and talk about them. They are both hardworking guys. They build their own race cars. They try different things. They race hard out on track, and it is awesome to see both of them enjoying some success here to start off 2026.
Yeah, it certainly is. And at the end of that highlight reel that we saw there, Dason Pursley, who's actually on the FloRacing drone right now, that big Napa-sponsored car down there in the middle of your screen. Remember, he got upside down, and when we left the track last night, Tony, that crew was hard at work putting that thing back together. It was a long night. I'm sure it was an early morning for Casey Kane Racing and that very, very young crew to put a whole new race car back together and get back out here tonight.
Yeah, you talk about a young crew. That is a great way to sum up the team working on that machine. Dason Pursley pilots. You know who else was working hard? We saw some fans receive the top wing off that race car. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if they were trying to share the wing. I think maybe Jarrett Martin and that crew said, here, you guys take this, but I don't think everybody was a part of the same, they didn't come to the racetrack together. So I think they were trying to split the wing up. Maybe here, you have this sideboard, you have this sideboard, you have the belly pan. I don't really know if that's what was going on, but there were a couple fans who were just giving the business to that top wing, and they definitely closed their rings on their Apple Watch. They were getting a workout in, as the kids say.
Yeah, it sounded like a late model pit area with those guys. I mean, it was very loud, beating and banging with sheet metal and whatnot, trying to get that wing tore apart to bring home a couple of side panels. They did not bring a drill to drill out any of those rivets. And you think about a top wing and the rivets to hold it together. Okay, yeah, it's pretty strong, but I want to see you go down there and try and rip a side panel off a top wing. It ain't easy.
Yeah, the only thing stronger than the top wing they were trying to get apart was the power of friendship, and that's what allowed them to finally separate that top wing into multiple pieces. And again, I don't know if it was they were trying to split it up and hey, you get to take this piece home, you get to take that piece home, or maybe they just had some frustrations to work out. We've had those nights at the track where you just want to, rough up a top wing maybe or something like that. So you just proof that when you come to an Interstate Batteries High Limit show, go to the pits afterwards. You might meet a driver. You might get a picture. You might leave with a brand new dining room table in the form of a top wing. You just never know what you might leave the pit area with when you come out to watch high limit racing.
Yeah, I'm sure those fans were pretty happy with what they were able to gather up in the pits last night. We are going to go to a break here on Flow. The Fan Fest is about to wrap up. When we come back, it will be opening ceremonies time here at the Cactus Classic, presented by Avanti Windows and Doors.
Please hold. This will only take 24.67 seconds. In this arena, there's no margin for error. Every component has one job. Perform when it counts. Precision, strength, consistency, maximum performance development.
valve train technology and racing passion meet.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline.
Rico goes back to the high side. Gets in his way, touches. To the turn now, look to the inside of turn one.
Abreu to the outside. Major contact.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FloRacing's live coverage of night number 3, the finale of the Cactus Classic here at Central Arizona Raceway with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Central Arizona Raceway, what do you guys think? Are you having any fun up there tonight? It's a great looking crowd. The sun is set. Temperatures are back to something a little bit more hospitable, and we are ready to kick things off down here in what will become Whiskey Myers Victory Lane a little bit later on tonight. Opening ceremonies are now set to begin, so I ask all of you who are here in attendance with us tonight, if you are able to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Ron Brackeen.
We would bow our heads. Father, we thank you for this night, for everyone that's here, Lord, and those that are listening, maybe on FloRacing, Lord God. We're glad. We want to thank you for the sponsors for High Limit Racing, Lord God. The sponsors, Interstate Batteries, has come on board with them. And Lord, we thank you for Super B being here tonight. Lord, we thank you for all the drivers, all their families, everyone that works this track. We're thankful to be in a free country tonight. We thank you for everyone that served and is serving today to keep us free. We're glad for that and thankful. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Ron. Fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem. Central Arizona Raceway, would you please welcome to perform tonight's national anthem, Jerry Bullis. How about it, folks? One more time for Jerry Bullis. All right, Central Arizona, talk to me. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? It is time to get cars on track. It's time to wrap up the Cactus Classic, and that means it's time to get all charged up with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing.
Leader off of turn number 4. Brent Marks takes the top spot. Here is Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in number 5. Here comes Sunshine through the middle. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Tyler Cordy now to the race lead. Thorsen's a little bit too sideways. Pulls up next to Sweet. You're looking for a new race leader in turn number 3. Tanner Thorsen around the bottom. Find out on the turn 4. New leader at the line. Race to the line. Averill will get him at the line. The first of 4 heat races in the staging lane and getting pushed onto the racetrack now. It's presented by TJ Forged Wheels. Here is the starting lineup. On the pole out of Clute, Texas, it's the Falcons Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, Bryant Paper Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms, number 87 of Aaron Reitzel. And his outside from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated, number 21 of James McFadden. Starting in third from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, Rookie of the Year contender in the Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Parallax Group 17 GP, Hank Davis. To his outside, it's the current series point leader from Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, Messi Valley Transportation, number 88, Tanner Thorsen. Starting 5th from Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9, R of Chase Randall. And starting to his outside, another Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender from Jacksonville, Oregon, the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13 of Tanner Holmes. 7th starter is from Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, and the Saratoga Motorsports Park, Cal Creek, Malahat Auto Wrecking, Shark Racing Agents, number 21P of Robbie Price. And the final starter from Bozeman, Montana, the Rock and R Restaurant, Sherboat Suspension, ART Enterprises, Don Vanzuela's Auto Body, number 3, Cole Schroeder. TJ Forged only builds the forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate our wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what we do. We lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. So race fans, each of the 4 heat races tonight will be 8 laps in distance, and the top 5 finishers will transfer directly into the A main. 2 of the drivers will then go to the dash. The dash, very important if you want a good shot at winning tonight's main event. And so 2 drivers, the heat race winner and the driver who accumulated the most points over the last 2 nights, and that would be Tanner Thorsen in this race. If he stays in the top 5, he will go to the dash with the heat race winner. Drivers, all 8 of them getting lined up behind the HendrickCars.com page truck here in just a moment. Saw the Sugar Bee in the back of that HendrickCars.com page truck. Give the Sugar Bee a wave when it comes by. Hopefully you've been able to try out their apples. Sugar Bee Apples, a sponsor of Rico Abreu's car, a sponsor with High Limit Racing in 2026. And I'll tell you, the crew guys have been absolutely devouring the Sugar Bee Apples the last couple of days here in the triple-digit weather. And there is that Sugar Bee right there, waving to the billboards. Sugar Bee might be lost.
Chase, don't pick on Sugar Bee.
Yeah, that's Brad Sweet.
No. We just haven't seen them together.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it was him.
The Sugar Bee's waving at you, Chase. Wave.
I gave him a thumbs up. Him or her? I'm not really sure. Sugar Bee.
Sugar Bee.
Yeah, just Sugar Bee.
It's an entity.
Yes, exactly. It sure is.
Drivers who qualify through this heat race and the others will go to the FK Rod Ends Dash to find out where they will start that dash. They will come down and spin the shop.sunshine.shop roulette redraw wheel. If you go and mention Tony Laporta at Tyler Courtney's trailer, you can buy anything you want there, full price.
Wow, that's a really good deal. I'm sure people are running to his trailer now. Come to the green this time by. It's TJ Ford's heat race number 1. Aaron Reitzel, James McFadden. Front row, green flag. McFadden with a good jump around the outside. It looks like he will have the race lead off of turn number 2. Reitzel slots into second, close call back behind. Racing for the 4th position, Hank Davis and Tanner Holmes. Davis came across the nose of Holmes, who now gets slid by Chase Randall for the final transfer spot. The Rookie of the Year contender, Tanner Holmes, back to the inside of Chase Randall. He'll take it back away into turn number 1 with a slider of his own. Randall back into 6th. Then it's going to be Robbie Price and Cole Schroeder, the rest of the field as they work down the front straightaway. James McFadden. It has been 2 nights to forget here at the Central Arizona Raceway, but he can turn that right around with a dash appearance here on the finale of the Cactus Classic, and he's doing just that. He's got 3 laps complete and 5 to go. McFadden's lead over Reitzel has increased to 1.1 seconds. Tanner Thorson, you see him on the left side of your screen there with Hank Davis in tow. Thorson trying to make his way into the dash as well. Tanner Holmes has put some separation between himself and Chase Randall. To be exact, about 0.7 of a second between the 13 and the 9R. McFadden comes by, clips off another lap, 5 in and 3 to go. Track still very fast, similar to what we've seen every single night this week at the Central Arizona Raceway. 2 laps to go for the former Australian Sprint Car champion. McFadden, 3-time Highlander Racing feature winner in his career. And a couple more as well with Highlander International. He comes to the white flag, 1 to go. James McFadden, nice and smooth around the top of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. He'll run that same line in 3 and 4. And it is a convincing heat race number 1 win for the Aussie. McFadden wins heat 1. Reitzel 2nd, Thorson 3rd, 4th to Davis, and 5th will be Tanner Holmes. So James McFadden wins a 2-minute and 17-second heat race over Aaron Reitzel. He will go to the dash with that win. Tanner Thorson will go with him to the dash in 3rd, 4th Hank Davis, and 5th will be Tanner Holmes. In the final transfer spot, Chase Randall 6th, 7th goes to Robbie Price, and 8th, the number 3 of Cole Schroeder. So McFadden got the jumper on the outside of the front row and was able to take full advantage of that after finishes way down the order the last 2 nights in 22nd and 18th. He will start no worse than 8th here this evening, Tony.
TJ Ford's heat race number 1's winner flew through that heat race. I wonder if he's in a hurry because he's heading to the airport tomorrow morning to get on that short flight back home to the east coast of Australia. You know that old chestnut chase. Race one day, fly across the world the other. You got an IV before this race. You said you've never had clear eyes. Do you also have a full heart after that race?
Clearly it helped. I can see maybe or something, but yeah, it's really important to get that start. I can't believe Aaron gave me the top. I felt like I was still a little greasy halfway down the straight here, so it worked out well. Boys are working hard. They've changed everything but me, so hopefully we can repay them tonight and keep it up front.
Quickest change a crew chief can make is the 4 bolts that hold the seat in. James McFadden goes 2nd to 1st in TJ Ford's heat race number 1.
Next up is DMI Racing Components heat race number 2, and they'll line up this way. On the pole from Sutter, California, the Freeway Insurance, PristineAuction.com, Spire Motorsports, NOS Energy Drink number 87X of Logan Seavey, and his outside from Higginsville, Missouri. In the Casey's FVP, Annie's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Ditsville Transfer, Wilkerson Crane Rental, number 21B of Brian Brown. Starting 3rd out of Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway Race Tradine Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, number 26, Justin Peck. To his outside, starting in 4th from Fresno, California, it's the Chili's, Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Cambridge, number 77 of Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzi. Your 5th starter is from Santa Rosa, California. Behind the wheel of the Graham Rahal Performance, Dirt Dudes Excavating, All About Fire Protection, Brad Alexander Suspension, number 19 junior, Joel Myers Jr. Starting to his outside from Goodyear, Arizona, it's the MPE, Jocko Sprint Parts, Black Magic Bead Breaker, Chuck D's Wieners, GFT Ready Mix, number 4 of Tuesday Sears. And starting from 7th at Tempe, Arizona, that's the number 34 of Sterling Kling in the SCR Machine Johnson-built concrete entry. And the final starter from Monroe, Washington, the Upland Developers, Crawford's Auto Repair, Affordable Powder Coating, Continental Machine, number 8, Jake Helzel. Logan Seavey, really solid run here last night. 8th place in the feature, and now he's on the pole of the heat race, looking to make his first high-level racing dash of the season.
The hits just keep coming for the driver from Sutter, California, who now resides right between Brownsburg and Avon, Indiana. Seavey notched his best ever result in a national 410 wing sprint car race last night, going from 9th at a event earlier with High Limit back in 2023 to 8th. But Seavey was as high as 5th last night, Chase, and it was that 5th place overall run in qualifying tonight that earned him $100 extra thanks to our friends at MedStar. So up as high as 5th in the feature last night, 5th overall in Capital Custom Trailers and Carts qualifying, and by virtue of being 5th overall, an extra $100 thanks to our friends at MedStar. They don't just keep drivers safe, they keep money in their pocket, Chase.
That's a pretty good combination. And Logan Seavey, he might not be a full-time high roller, but he knows the rule book. As the pole sitter in the heat race, you can choose the bottom or the top for the initial start. And Seavey must have heard McFadden's interview and watched that last race, because he is going to run the top here on this initial start next to Brian Brown. It's DMI Racing Components heat race number 2, and it is green. Underway, and it's a good start for Seavey as he edges ahead of Brian Brown into turn number 1 and now gets way far away from Brown off of turn 2. Back behind a change for the transfer spot, Joel Myers Jr. around the outside of Sterling Kling, who is now challenged down low by Tuesday Sears. Sears slides up racetrack right in front of Jake Helzel, holds him up down the front straightaways. Helzel's trying to make his way forward in car number 8. Sterling Kling right now outside of a transfer spot, right side of your screen, the blue and black number 34 car. As former full-time, for a long time, World of Outlaws crew chief for Craig Kinzer, Mikey Kemper helping him out the last couple of years. As Seavey comes across the line, that Freeway Insurance number 87X with the race lead. 3 down and 5 to go for the USAC Western World Championship winner right here in Central Arizona about 6 months ago. Seavey's car is just motoring around the Central Arizona Raceway. Brian Brown in 2nd, Giovanni Selzi in 3rd, Justin Peck in 4th, and 5th is Joel Myers Jr. Good recovery here from Myers after only getting 1 lap of qualifying, had some sort of mechanical problem, had to go back to the pit area, came out very last in the qualifying rundown, made a pass on the first lap of this race, and he's in a transfer. Logan Seavey coming across the line. He's got 2 laps to go in this one. Driving that combo car of Spire Motorsports and CB Industries. Off of turn number 4. Here's the white flag, 1 to go in DMI Racing Components heat race number 2. He was 18th on night number 1 after an issue with the fueling system. He was 8th last night, and tonight he'll start no worse than 8th as he gets the win in heat race number 2. Brian Brown 2nd, got a car off the pace. Giovanni Selzi 3rd, Justin Peck 4th. And that car off the pace is Joel Myers Jr. in the transfer spot. And that is going to move Sterling Kling into the transfer. As the checkered is out, this race is complete. Driver's going to head back to the pit area now. Here's the rundown. Seavey wins it. He's going to the dash. Brian Brown in 2nd. Giovanni Selzi 3rd. He will also join Seavey in the dash. Justin Peck 4th and Sterling Kling in 5th. Tuesday Sears, Jake Helzel, and Joel Myers Jr. The finishing order in that heat race. And there's a good look at that race car as Seavey stops on the front straightaway. He'll talk to Tony Laporte after heat race win.
Logan Seavey, as Chase Rodman correctly called out, is not a full-time high roller, at least not yet. We'd love to see that change. But as the pole sitter here in a heat race, you knew that you got to elect the top or the bottom lane. What spoke to you and made you want to come from the bottom up to the top for that start?
Yeah, yesterday I got lane choice and started on the bottom and got beat. And I heard Aaron start on the bottom, and I saw that James won his heat too. So there's just a little bit of grease on the bottom there, and track's a little bit more juiced up than it's been. So didn't want to make the same mistake I made yesterday.
All right, that's Logan Seavey. He may be fast, Chase, but he's not too fast to outrun some of these grasshoppers that were terrorizing you in the booth last night. One of them, I swear, was in the cockpit of that CB Industries machine.
Probably was, Tony. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Here's a look at the Compcam's replay. Joe Myers Jr. on the final lap. That car just loses power, and Sterling Kling able to make his way by, and that will secure him a transfer position into tonight's feature. Next up, it'll be BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. On the pole, the third heat race from Apollo, Pennsylvania. It's the Mosinus Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasky and Coating, MAF Motorsports number 42 of Cy Lynch. And his outside from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Chosen Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge, number 7 BC of Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Starting from third, he's from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's the all-by-year alternative, Joel Pitch and Trucking, Hampel Oil, CP Excavating, Raw Machinery, number 10 of Ryan Timms. And his outside, it is the defending series champion from St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart, Curb Agajanian Racing, CarQuest, Sugar Bee Apple, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24 of Rico Abreu. The fifth starter is from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, behind the wheel of the Warrior Buildings, McGrewBid.com, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, Fenton Marks Racing Development, number 19 of Brent Marks, and his outside, it's Danny Sams III from Northport, Florida, in the Global Lake Moxie Performance Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings, and Wraps, number 24D. Your seventh starter is from Hanford, California, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, Vanderpool Petroleum, Mechanics Choice Oil, number 88N. The driver is DJ Netto. And the final starter, not too far down the road in Tucson, Arizona is where he calls home. The Parker Automotive, Metal Tech Fabrication, TDR Concepts, BG Oil, Tynehurst Enterprises, number 15 of Nick Parker. So heat race number 3 getting lined up now with Brent Marks, Danny Sams in row number 3. And Tony, you have some special info on those two.
Well, it's because they have a special relationship. Brent Marks loaned his backup helmet to the driver who starts on the outside of that bright yellow number 19 after Danny Sams broke his helmet at Las Vegas. I don't believe he's wearing it now, but he has Brent's just in case.
Wow, gotta have a backup helmet at all times as we go to the green flag. Off the start, nice and straight down there the front straightaway, is Cy Lynch around the outside, gonna have the race lead. A bottle backup in the field there as Danny Sams and Brent Marks nearly got together. A change for second up front as Rico takes second away from Tyler Courtney. Rico Abreu now into second. If he can get up to Cy Lynch and make that pass for the win, he would then have the ace in the hole and be on the pole automatically of the dash later on. Cy Lynch comes across the line. He's got 2 complete and 6 to go. Rico running in second. Tyler Courtney third. Nick Parker, nice run in this one for him, sitting in the 4th position with Ryan Timms back behind. Nick Parker, caution. Sounds like some debris potentially in the second corner, but Nick Parker is from 8th to 4th right now. I was taking a look at what happened up the front of the field, and something crazy must have happened back behind as Parker passed 4 cars. So it does sound like that Nick Parker did jump the start, and so that is why he went from 8th to 4th, and so he is going to go all the way to the tail end of the field. Here's a look at the replay. Parker on the top left of the screen going around Danny. Wow. I mean, hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I mean, Nick Parker gave it all he had there, went around 3 cars down the front straightaway, but the boys up in the booth have their eyes on him, and he will go to the tail. Nick Parker had a very good run here a few nights ago in that 15 car, 14th place. One of the best of his Highlander racing career, which is, not saying a whole lot, is because Nick Parker, we don't see him a whole lot with the series. Only when we go out here in Arizona, when we go to California, he shows up to a couple of those races. So Parker's going to have to try again. Cy Lynch Rico Abreu's got a great chance here to try and pass Lynch for the ace in the hole. Tyler Courtney, Ryan Timms, and Danny Sams are the cars in a transfer spot as we go back to green. It's a good start for Lynch. He tries to run away from Rico. Fourth place up for grabs. Danny Sams tries to go around the bottom. It's not going to work out for him. Ryan Timms pulls away. And now Sams in the clutches of Brent Marks as they roll into turns 3 and 4. Sams slides up the racetrack, gets into the cushion, and Marks is not able to take advantage of that. Marks still right with him. Now pokes his nose underneath of Sams in turn 2. Danny too good with momentum around the outside to maintain that position. Up front, Cy Lynch withstood the pressure on that start and held off Rico as the change for 5th now happens. Brent Marks, upside down in turn 2. Nick Parker. And he finally is going to come to a rest on his top. So the red flag flies and upside down for the 15 and Nick Parker, who we were just talking about a few moments ago. Got sent to the tail for jumping the initial start of the race. And now finds his 4 wheels facing the sky. MedStar and High Limit Racing officials on the scene to assist getting the driver out of the car and getting the car back on all 4 tires. Nick Parker, what was that, 2 years ago, I believe, the first Gold Cup with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing, was handing out the best grapes I've ever had in my entire life. And hopefully he brings more of those to Chico's Silver Dollar Speedway later on this year. But Nick Parker, much like a squash grape, that's what his car looks like right now. As they get it back on all 4s, waiting to see him pop out of the car. And he is out of the car. Nick Parker walking away under his own power, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Parker taking a helmet off down there. As you can see, they've got some work to do to try and clean up that machine. And we are receiving word from Tony Laporta that Nick Parker indeed is okay. Declined interview, excuse me. Here's a look at the replay from the turn 1 camera. The battle between Marks and Sams, and back behind them, a hard shot into that concrete wall for Parker. And results with him in a very peculiar position. There's a look at it from the FloRacing drone, the Comp Cam's replay. And so the Tucson, Arizona native going to have some work to do if he wants to get back on track here in the next couple of weeks. I believe he will be racing with NARC here very soon out in California. And sounds like Tony Laporta now has Nick Parker to talk down there.
Yeah, Nick Parker just walking around taking a look as they clean things up down here. Nick, tell me, first of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What happened from your perspective?
Got over the cushion over here, but just trying to make something happen there. And I thought I proved that the first lap, but I guess Mike's got other, views on that. I have to see the replay, but man, I'd had a good run, put it in the show, or was in the show, so just frustrating because we've been struggling, and I get a good start and I get taken away, but yeah, ultimately I'm fine. We'll get it back together for Votto.
All right, we're glad you're okay.
Thanks.
That's Nick Parker.
And that's a good thing he mentioned that. I forgot that Nick Parker was planning on racing with High Limit Racing next Tuesday at Votto Speedway Park. So yeah, they've got some work to do here to get that car back together for Tuesday night. As the cleanup continues down there, a lot of speedy drive being applied to the racetrack in the second corner. As Nick Parker, you see him right there as he is assessing the damage on the car. Would not imagine we see him back out later on for the Winner's Performance B main, but we have seen crazier things. So Nick Parker going to take the ride back to the trailer. Last year he ran 7th here on a couple of different occasions with the PowerRide Desert 360 series. And then earlier this year was 11th and 12th, along with 2 8th place runs with the ASCS National Tour. Best finish 1 year ago came at the Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California, and the Ocean Speedway in Watsonville. And those were 2 7th place runs there with NARC. Looks like that car is up in the air, kind of. It'll get there. It might take a little bit of time as that tow truck is making its way back towards the pit area. And while they do that, we'll take a quick break here on Flow. We'll come back with the remainder of BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. Sprint cars are refired as you see a look at the absolutely jam-packed grandstands on the turn 1 side here at the Central Arizona Raceway. And that guy is having a lot of fun down there as we have cars catching up to the HendrickCars.com pace truck now. Nick Parker's machine has been towed off the speedway, and we will see if we can get him back out for the winner's performance B main. My guess is probably not, but we will see him next Tuesday at Vado Speedway Park. Lights should go out this time by on top of the HendrickCars.com pace truck. It is Cy Lynch with the lead. Rico Abreu running in second. Tyler Courtney third. Fourth is Ryan Timms. And fifth, the 19 of Brent Marks. Just outside of a transfer spot, the 24D of Danny Sams and the 88N DJ Neto. Neto has had a fantastic 2 nights previous to this. 8th place on Thursday and 10th last night. He was very close to being one of those 4 lock-in drivers. Missed it by a couple of points. Green lights come back on, and BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3 is back underway. Cy Lynch and absolutely nailing these restarts to pull away from Rico. As Brent Marks on the bike into the wall. He'll keep on going, falls to the tail of the field, and Danny Sams is the big benefactor out of that one. He'll move into a transfer spot. Danny Sams up to 5th, and now Marks is slow in turn number 4, and the yellow lights blink on. Caution comes out. So Brent Marks, we'll see a replay here. What happens to him? Goes into the corner. Timms has a little mistake right there and maybe affects the entry for Marks. He gets up on the bike and does get a piece of the wall. You'll see that right here. Is able to save it instead of going over. Very similar situation to what we saw with Nick Parker just a few moments ago. Cushion getting built up very large on that side of the racetrack. Marks does refire. He'll join at the tail of the field. Lights are out, going back to green. Three to go in heat race number 3. Underway once again. Another good start for Cy Lynch, pulling away from Rico. 3rd place up for grabs as Timms goes underneath of Courtney. Danny Sams and Brent Marks, they bang wheels down the back straightaway. As Sams made a mistake in turn 2 and allowed DJ Neto to go by. Neto now in the last transfer spot in car number 88N. Brent Marks trying to close in on him. You see a lot of drivers kind of cheating the entry to turn 1, not getting in on the cushion. We've already seen so many incidents down there just in this heat race. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Lynch. DJ Neto is in that transfer. Brent Marks 4 or 5 car lengths behind him. Not close enough for a move in the final corner. Here is your heat race winner. It's Cy Lynch. Second goes to Rico. Third to Tyler Courtney. Fourth, Ryan Timms. And fifth, DJ Neto. Well, a marathon of a heat race number 3 comes to an end, and it is Cy Lynch in car number 42 with the victory. He is going to the dash. Rico Abreu also going to the dash. Second, make that third goes to Tyler Courtney. Fourth to Ryan Timms. And fifth, DJ Neto, Brent Marks, Danny Sams, and Nick Parker. The 8-car finishing results in that one. Boy, that car launches off the starts there, Tony, and it worked out for Cy Lynch to get a heat race win.
Yeah, it absolutely did. That's kind of what I want to talk to him about. Great restarts there, my man. Is there something you as a driver can do in these overnight races where we're competing? What can you do to stay sharp for restarts like that?
Well, I mean, whenever you're dealing with the best in the world, you know, you got to keep them guessing. I was just trying to hit my marks and focus on what we could do. But hats off to my guys, Heath, Kinzer, Chad. We've really struggled the past 2 days and turn it around here tonight.
That's Cy Lynch, and yeah, a bunch of hard-working folks over there at Mercedes Lynch Racing. Their driver put him on their back and nailed a couple of those restarts there, Chase, to pick up the heat race win.
Yep, and he is going to be in tonight's dash. We've got one more heat race left to run, and it's presented by Rod in Supply. Here is the lineup. On the pole, the 2024 Series champion out of Grass Valley, California, and the Works Limited, JVI Group, Finley Farms, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics, Letter W, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. To his outside, out of Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch number 5, of Brenham Crouch. And starting in third from Quilcene, Washington, car number 6 is JJ Hickle. Starting fourth from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen. Starting in fifth from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Casey Kane Racer, Mike Kerb, Napa, Brumo's Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation, number 9, of Dason Pursley. And starting to his outside from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, it's the Proceed, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson Associates, G5, Gage Polkerbeck. The 7th starter is from Sikeston, Missouri, driving the MPE Inland Rigging, Shurcan, Beelan Motorsports, Woodland Auto Display, number 73 of Hunter Schurenberg. And the final starter is from El Paso, Texas. That is Don Grable in the Bud Long Motorsports, All-Star Performance, Burt's Bodyworks, Visual Noise Graphics, number 45X. Rod and Supply has the unique opportunity to be involved with all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Rod and Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, bearings, and specialty products that will help you lead the field and perform at your maximum potential. That is your lineup, 8 cars strong in heat race number 4. The final heat race of the night. 5 cars once again going to transfer into the feature. And there's a look at the stat line for Kerry Madsen. No top 5s for Kerry so far this year, but 4 top 10s. He's been in the dash every race but 1. And that bottom number right there is odds to win tonight's race, 87.50. Pretty incredible. If you put $10 on him, $875 on nxtbets.com/playhlr. Kerry has been 6th of the last 2 nights in a row, which is also where he sits at in the point standings entering tonight. HinderCars.com pace truck is down the backstretch, and it sounds like drivers being told now to catch up to the pace truck and begin to get into side-by-side formation. Pretty wild 2 nights for Brad Sweet. Sweet looked like the car to beat. On Thursday night, led the first 2 laps of the race, had a driveline issue, dropped out after those 2 laps. And then night number 2, he did not qualify very well, didn't have a great heat race, but ended up being the hard charger and went all the way up to 5th position after starting back in row number 8. And now here he is with a chance to make the dash again. He's got Brenham Crouch to his outside, working with new crew chief Tyler Swank here in 2026 in that CJB Motorsports number 5. Crouch looking for his first top 10 of the year. He was able to get a top 10 here last year. on night number 2. Green lights come on. We're underway with the 4th heat race. And it's going to be Crouch. A good start around the outside. He'll try and pinch down Sweet into turn 1. Will it work out for him? The answer is yes. Brenham Crouch has the race lead down the backstretch. Brad Sweet in 2nd. 3rd is Kerry Madsen back behind a big move. Who was that across the nose? Looks like the 73 of Hunter Schoenberg. Schoenberg getting by J.J. Hickle into 4th. And now Hickle's on the bubble spot with Dason Pursley underneath of him off of turn number 2. Now Schoenberg got a mistake and allows Hickle to go around the outside. Schoenberg goes up there, Hickle down low. Big slider from Hickle. They almost got together in turn 4. Hickle still has the 5th spot as Dason Pursley not close enough to try and capitalize on those two battling very hard for 4th and 5th position. Brenham Crouch this time by across the stripe. He's got 3 laps down and 5 to go. Looking to make his first dash of the 2026 season with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Brad Sweet, the 2024 Series champion, behind him, but he's not very close. This time by, he'll be just over 1 second behind the young driver to Lubbock, Texas. Dason Pursley trying to close in desperately on the number 6 of J.J. Hickle. On the right side of your screen, that all-black number 6 car. Hickle started 3rd. He's faded back 2 positions, but he's still inside of a transfer spot. 2 laps to go, and they cross the stripe this time by, and that Horizon Whiskey number 5 is on a rail around the top side of the racetrack here at Central Arizona Raceway. Brenham Crouch to the cushion in turns 3 and 4. A couple sparks flying on the back of that car. He'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go in our final heat race of the night. Brad Sweet trying to close in. He did that last time by. He ran a faster lap than Crouch, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes Crouch off of turn number 4. Your heat race winner is going to be Crouch. Sweet 2nd. 3rd will be Kerry Madsen. 4th to Hunter Schoenberg, and 5th at the line will be J.J. Hickle. First heat race win of the year goes to Brenham Crouch in Rod and Supply heat number 4. He's going to the dash. Brad Sweet 2nd. Kerry Madsen also going to the dash in 3rd. 4th to Hunter Schoenberg. 5th goes to J.J. Hickle. And then it's Dason Pursley, Gage Polkerbeck, and Don Grable. The finishing results in that one. But Hunter Schoenberg making some wild moves out there, Tony. He goes from 7th to 4th to lock into the show tonight.
Wild moves. Heck, man, I'm just glad to see 100% out here on the track with us ever since that major moment back on Saturday night in Las Vegas with Justin Peck. We haven't seen a lot of Hunter Schoenberg. You guys have been chasing gremlins inside the power plant of this number 73. Safe to say you have figured them out and feel pretty good right now, it looks like.
I don't know if we've completely figured them out. I think we've gotten a little bit closer. We're still fighting some gremlins. You know, it's obviously Torba car of Vegas, and this car, when we got here, was a brand new car, front to back, brand new engine, and just no time on it, and we've struggled with it for sure. Still think we have a little bit of work to do, but in the show, we'll get 30 laps in and see if we can get better.
That's Hunter Schoenberg saving perhaps the best performance of his weekend for the very end of the weekend here at Central Arizona Raceway. They have been fighting an uphill battle all weekend long, Chase. It's good to see some more laps in Hunter Schoenberg's very near future.
Yeah, good to see a little bit of success here towards the end of the weekend after having a tough first 2 nights, that is for sure. Want to say thank you to our partner, Eclipse Claims, eclipsing insurance tactics and protecting your payout. Eclipse Claims Consulting, an official partner of FloRacing and High Limit Racing. We're going to take a break here on Flo. When we come back, we're going to find out who will start where in tonight's FK Rod-Ins Dash with a spin of the roulette redraw wheel.
The new Dirt Draft app. Faster, sharper, built to win. New lock windows and predictive contests. More ways to play. More ways to win. Lock in your drivers. Watch the action and become a fantasy champion. Every lap, every restart, every last lap slide job that